Do I ask them the questions? I keep getting this question popping up in my comments, private messages with coaching clients lately. It seems to be a running theme. I do not teach no contact. I do not teach games. I don't teach crazy stuff to manipulate a person to doing a specific thing. What I teach is completely, utterly, 100% different than anybody else. Why? And what exactly is that? This is Susie, your beautiful swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos. I would really appreciate it. So do I ask my specific person these questions? Are you physically in a relationship with them is going to be my question. Are you comfortable with asking them that question? Well, here's the thing. If you are in a relationship with your specific person, you are going to ask them questions. You're going to ask them, what do you want for dinner? What time are you going to come home from work? What is the game plan for today? I have to work today. It's your day off. What are you doing? You ask questions to them all day long anyways. So what difference would it be to say, why do you love me? Why do you have we have the perfect relationship? Why are you happy in this relationship? What about this relationship do you really love? I ask my guys to their face, literally, why do we have the perfect relationship? One of them will literally tell me because we are best friends. We can talk about absolutely anything. And I had a problem and he knew something was wrong. And he said, what's wrong? And I said, I can't talk to you about this. And he was like, since when? Since when can you not talk to me about something? We're best friends and we have the perfect relationship. You can tell me anything. So I did, and I talked to him about the problem. He helped me put some balance to it, and the problem disappeared. Awesome sauce. The thing is, I am never, ever afraid to ask a question. If you don't know the answer, then you are being intelligent by asking the question. If you already know the answer, they're just reinforcing it. But the bigger problem is, why are you afraid to ask? So I'm talking to Jared, and I asked Jared, why do you love me? If he says no, I know I need to do more work. If he says, because you are adorable and you light up my world, I know I'm moving forward. If you can't say their name out loud, you can't ask them why they love you, why they want to be in this relationship with you, why you have the perfect relationship, then honestly, my next question is, why do you want this person back if you can't talk to them? So many people teach no contact. Don't text them. Don't call them. Don't do this. Don't do that. I don't think you guys have ever heard me say don't contact them. When you say I need a text message, I need a phone call, I ask you why. Why do you need that text or phone call? So in the case of an emergency, I need them to respond because it's an emergency. In the case of I just am being desperate, needy, and want to feel your energy, I really don't need that text. I am just trying to force a square peg into a round hole. So when you are manifesting the love of your life, I tell you guys, change your story. Make that story one sentence long. Turn that sentence into a question. Turn that question into answers to praise the relationship. So we're going to start with, you know your specific person. He's the really hot guy at Dunkin Donuts, because we all know I love Dunkin Donuts. But I don't have one in my town, so I can't go to Dunkin Donuts and meet a guy. So I'm going to go to Dunkin Donuts anyways, because I love Dunkin Donuts. So I go to Dunkin Donuts. There's this really hot guy at Dunkin Donuts. Every morning I'm at Dunkin Donuts, this guy's there. And I am like literally doing what everybody else teaches in my head. He notices me. He notices me. He notices me. He wants to marry me. Instead of saying, hey, I notice your favorite coffee is the same as mine. Because you're ordering the same thing I do every day. Great minds must think alike. And he's going to look at you and go, oh, she talked to me. He might be thinking the same thing. This chick's really hot. She's beautiful. I'd like to get to know her better. But you're both afraid to break the ice, and you're using all of these tips, techniques, and tools, but you're only doing it in your head because you're told no contact. If you are in the relationship with that specific person and you need to know what they want for dinner tonight, are you just going to imagine they magically text you what they want for dinner? They might be busy. They might be in the middle of a family crisis. They might be driving and traffic is horrible. They may have had a bad day at work and they're thinking, I want food. But they're not thinking to text you to say, hey, I want Chinese. We assume, because we are conscious manifestors, 99.9% of everything we do has to be in our own head. That we forget we have to communicate with people. So, social media, it teaches us no face-to-face contact. We text each other. We might know what the other person looks like, but it's text message, it's a Facebook message, it's an email, and that's how we're communicating. Well, what happens when you're actually physically in the room with the person? Are you just going to sit there and like twiddle your thumbs and watch the TV show and not say a word? Because that's what's being taught, and it's bullshit. Because if you want to be in a relationship with this guy, you're going to have a conversation with him. If you want this girl to be in a relationship with you, you're going to want to have a conversation. You're not going to sit at the dinner table and play on your phones. Oh, wait. How many times do you actually see that in a restaurant? Don't be afraid to talk to somebody. I walk through the store, no makeup on, looking, t-shirt, jeans, and guys look at me, take 5 steps towards me, stop dead in their tracks. They're afraid to talk to me. I don't know why. It is a pattern that I have noticed. Somebody did it. Somebody else did it. Somebody else did it. So now, 3 times, that's a pattern. I'm a cop's daughter. I notice those things. 4 times. Ooh, we're anchoring that pattern. So now, for the last 20 years, guys will look at me, approach me, stop dead in their tracks, and they're afraid to talk to me. How am I going to date if my date is afraid to talk to me? How am I going to get married if my husband is afraid to talk to me? So Jared and I are married. We're sitting at the dinner table and we're both playing on our phones. Are we going to have a text conversation? How's your dinner? Wait for his response. It's really good, but can you please pass the salt? I thought you said it's good. Why do you need the salt? Is this what we're going to do when we're actually in a relationship? No. I'm going to say, Jared, can you pass me the coffee cup because my Elvis mug is empty? And take a drink of coffee and go, seriously, it's empty. I need the coffee pot. Can you pass it to me? And then we are going to continue. What do you want to do this weekend since you're off? Do you want to go to the lake? Do you want to go to the creek? Do you want to go shopping? Do we need to go to the grocery store? Do we need to do the honey-do list? I mean, what are you going to do? Write a list? Hey, babe, this is your chores for the day? Stop being so afraid to talk to somebody. You guys spend so much time consciously manifesting this person so you don't have to talk to them and it's all in your head and it's not working and then you're not understanding why they're not showing up. Well, again, if you are telling me all about your day all day long in your head and you are not showing up in reality, it's because you don't really need them because you're having an imaginary relationship with them and you're daydreaming. You're not feeling it real. When I teach that short story, so let's go to the high school girl. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. And she'll say his name. She'll be like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is my boyfriend. She don't care. She blatantly tells it all over school. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's my boyfriend. And the next thing you know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is her boyfriend. Jared's my husband. That's my husband, Jared. That's my husband, Jared. And you keep saying it over and over and over again. You don't need to imagine. Because let me ask you the next question. You're talking to your best friend and you're discussing things. Are you discussing all the wonderful things that are going on in your life? Or are you discussing all the negative things that are going on in your life? But better yet, let's step back. How did you get to that dinner table with your best friend? Did you pick up the phone and text them? Did they pick up the phone and text you? Or did you do an imaginal act in your head to get your best friend to call you so you can go out for dinner? When I want to go out to dinner with Ash, I'm like, Ash is going to call. Her schedule's crazier than mine, so Ash is going to call and she's going to say, can we do dinner tonight? And I know it's always last minute because her schedule's different than mine. And I can turn around and say, hey, I got a coaching call at 8 o'clock tonight. Well, if we meet at 6, you can still be home by 8. You want to try? Or is tomorrow a better day? I can't do Tuesday and I have the kids this weekend. All right, so now I've had an actual conversation with Ash. I'm not doing this in my head. I am actually saying this. Katie's going to Tulsa today. And I told her I can't go to Tulsa, but on your way back, call me. And I will be more than happy to talk to you while you drive back. It's a 2-hour-ish drive. So I don't want her to think that she's all alone driving home from Tulsa. My daughter's at work. I'm still texting her. I've been talking to her since 7 a.m. And it's now, I don't know, like 10:30, 11 o'clock my time. I'm not worried about having a conversation. And if you are asking me whether or not you should have a conversation with somebody, you are afraid to be in a relationship with that person. You are afraid to be authentic, you are afraid to be natural, and you are afraid to be real. And you need to go back and ask yourself, what do I need to do to change my story? This relationship is amazing because I am free to be myself. I have the perfect relationship with one of my guy friends. And he had a tiff with one of his other guy friends. And his other guy friend and I deem me the number one friend. I get the best friend position. I'm number one. And the other guy never quibbles about it. This, my friend, says he gets to choose who his best friend is. They had a quibble. And I asked him, have you talked to him? Not since that day. Well, I said, and now you know why I'm the number one friend. Because he would message me, are you still mad at me? And I would say, yes, maybe, or you think I'm mad at you? And if I say maybe, I get back score. Because that means he can break the ice and we can talk about whatever it is that he wants to talk about. I tell you guys, communication in a relationship is important. If you don't want to talk to the love of your life, then sit your butt down and let somebody else stand up and shine, because your guy, your girl, they don't really want to sit at a table in a restaurant and watch you play on the phone, because that's exactly what I would do. My phone may be on the table at dinner because my phone is a wallet case. So my credit card, my debit card, my driver's license is in there. So I'm not carrying anything. A lot of times I will hand it to you and say, hey, can you hold my phone? My daughter, when she goes out with just her phone, throws it in my purse if I have mine. I have my phone, I throw it in her purse. We don't pay attention to it because we are communicating face to face. Face-to-face communication is the underscore of every relationship. It is a must in a relationship. You cannot fix absolutely positively everything in your head. You have to sit there and persist. Case in example, one of my girls, dad moved her bookcase. She didn't like it being moved. She kept persisting. It gets moved back. It gets moved back. Well, he was saying he needed to move her desk. And she was going along with this conversation. Whatever you want to do, Dad, that's fine. But in her head, she said, it gets moved back to its original spot. It gets moved back to its original spot. And then her brother got involved. And her brother even came up with, well, we need to put the bookshelf back there and we need to put the desk here. And she got exactly what she wanted, but she didn't argue with her dad. She's like, okay, Dad, whatever, Dad. All right, Dad, fine, Dad, whatever, Dad. I'm going to agree with you, Dad, because I don't want to argue with you. Instead of saying, Dad, I would really love to have my bookcase put here. How much time would that have saved? Dad, I understand you're rearranging the room, but I really love my bookcase over here. Can we please put it back there? You could have saved 30 minutes and it would have already been done. And you would have been happily sitting there viewing your thing. Because we're afraid to talk to people, that's why relationships fail. And when you want to keep your relationship, I tell you, ask yourself every day, why this relationship is amazing. Why am I happy in this relationship? Because it's getting you to focus on why. And the more you think about how happy this relationship is, the better life is for you. You're automatically doing that with your best friend. You just don't realize it. Talk to the people you love. It's the most amazing thing in the world. You might find out something you didn't know. You guys have an absolutely positively amazing day. I love you. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and as always, tell me how what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life for the better.